Okay, so quick quiet and hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good times, whatever time it is, wherever you're listening. Richard is not with us at this time. He's feeling a little bit under the weather. I personally think he's getting drunk somewhere and he can't be asked. But there you go.
Still hungover.
On a side note, Happy New Year, Richard. Probably not the first time I'm going to say it to you this year. If you're listening somewhere. But return as always, Mr. Chris Q.
Happy New Year, Richard.
Returning is Dale from Maple Tree Studios.
Hi, everyone.
And I told you I'll get him on, Andy. It's Franco.
Yeah, the only reason I'm here is because Berkey can't make it.
Oh no, you're not a runner-up. No, you're not a runner-up.
No, it's just the spite. Like it's just the spite, Berkey.
You're kind of like that. Level playing field.
Oh boy.
Level playing. Mind you, you have got more hair, so it does lower you down a bit.
Yeah, but I don't get into the whole goblin.
That's the weight.
You're not as streamlined as the Berkey skull. I mean, let's be honest. There's a little more wind resistance on Franco.
Man,
mind you, that hat is like one of them cyclist helmets, isn't it? It's like
you got to put it backwards.
Like Dale's.
Here we go. There's the man.
I knew I should have worn mine. Darn it.
Let it be known that wearing a hat backwards was Dale's idea.
This is to stop the reflection off my bald head blinding you guys. I mean, that's what's going on here. Tone it down.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Yorkshire Grit, the wood turns abrasive paste. For more information about that, you can go to yorkshire-grit.com. Our good friend Chad over at Man Crafting, who still gives away some of his Man Crafting mugs like this that me and Franco have got. I definitely know Chris hasn't got his because his wife's got his.
Yeah,
Dale's got one somewhere in his workshop. And Pan from Highland Boxes. You can find all that stuff over on Etsy store at highlandboxes.com. For more information about our sponsors, you've got Steve Nealon as well from Harnell Media.
And Yorkshire Grit.
I said Yorkshire Grit at the start.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For more information of
Extra
all our
plug.
sponsors, you go to Make an International Podcast forward roll sponsors.
I still don't know where that forward roll button is on my keyboard.
I don't know. Richard, maybe Dale knows. He's the IT man here.
At simple.
All right, never mind. I'm sorry. Sorry, I asked.
So that's it. So on to the random list of questions, if there are any, Mr. Chris.
Oh, we have tons of questions. First of all, I just want to say that I had prepared this show, but I had prepared it for Jamie, Richard, and I. And then Jamie informed me that Richard wasn't going to make it and that Dale and Franco were here. So this goes.
You're mad tonight.
I'm glad I spent a week doing that. We have several questions from our resident inquisitor, and by all means, Mr. Pugh, thank you very much for first of all caring enough to ask questions, and second of all for asking them. All right, and I guess one at a time we can go through this, and I'll ask you the why not? We'll give our guest the first go. Franco, you go first. Andy wants to know, do you set New Year's resolutions or maybe goals or perhaps intentions? And if you do, would you care to share them with us? This year's, anyway.
This year's goals. Resolutions, no. No. God, no.
Okay. Good for you. Smart man.
I mean, well, yeah, I don't want to be one of the thralls that's going into the gym, January 1st and then gone by February 1st.
I've got to say, some of them chocolate bars in the gym, real nice.
They got protein in them, right? Is that...
Yeah. Well, you put nuts in them.
Yeah. Snickers.
Oh, okay. So if you haven't made any New Year's resolutions, you don't have anything to share with us yet. There's a question coming up that you can expound into later.
Be happy to.
Dale, do you, sir, set any kind of New Year's resolutions or goals, or maybe just intentions? And if so,
not for this year. No, not for this year. I think once I did, and I think we can talk about that a bit later on. But no, I've one intention I think is really important. I think most of us will share here, which is I intend to be as suffer from a lack of sobriety as often as I possibly can for most of this year, until the vaccine is widely spread. That's kind of where I'm going.
Funny you say that. Funny you say that. I will drink to that. Anyway, Jamie, what about you? You're always the kind of the oddball, but did you set New Year's Eve resolutions or no?
Nah, I didn't set no New Year's resolutions, but I do have a new goal.
What's that?
So for the past, I don't know, few months or so, Dale's been reworking his workshop, and he's obviously found all the stickers that I hid last time. So my goal was to go and revisit his workshop this year and post more.
Oh, good.
No.
I don't know what stickers I'm talking about. I'm talking about these ones.
I think
managed to get that one back
and
in.
For those of you on the SoundCloud apps, that's a picture of Jamie's mug and Dale's logo. That's cool. I like it. It's very nice. Do I know? Well, the question you should have asked Andy here is: have you ever set New Year's resolutions? And I think I have in the past and failed miserably. So I don't set myself up for failure. I don't have New Year's resolutions. Do I have goals? Continue breathing would be probably one.
I hope so.
Other than that, I'm sorry, Andy, but you've heard from all four of us. Sorry if you were looking for some kind of inspiration, but you obviously haven't found it with us.
I set one once to become skinny. Obviously, that didn't work.
Well, no, I got I got to give it to Andy because apparently he kind of preconceived what our answers would be, and he goes, "Since New Year's Eve resolutions rarely work." Quite insightful there, Mr. Pugh. Very good. But have you ever had any success with some that you may have made in the past? And I guess you'd have to go back to when I was a 5-year-old to where that might have been successful, but. Franco, have you ever made a New Year's resolution that you was what you would call successful, or do you even remember it?
No, I don't remember any, but no, I mean, I try not to do New Year's resolutions. I mean, who wants to be set up for that kind of failure? But
smart man.
Yeah, goals for sure. But we can get into that. But
all right.
Still early.
Dale, have you ever set a New Year's resolution that you actually succeeded at?
Never. I mean, I don't know. Resolution, not so much, but definitely intention. So, and I'll let you guys be the judge. Just before Christmas in 2018, I had this barking mad idea that what I would do is I would start a YouTube channel. This barking mad idea. So on January the 1st, 2019, I registered the channel on YouTube, kind of thing. And it's well, I mean, we're working on it. Maybe that should be this year's YouTube. That should be this year's resolution again, to get to get a YouTube channel on the go.
Yeah,
but other than that, no, not really.
I'd say you've done pretty well there, Mr. Maple Tree Studios. And if people aren't aware of who you are, they should get out from under the rock they live under. Jamie, what about you? Have you, even as an itty bitty JP, did you did you ever have a little?
I've never been itty bitty.
Well, I don't doubt.
And I've just had an image of JP and a baby girl.
Jamie was 10 years old and goes, and I swear I'm not going to wear this diaper next year.
I'm still saying that at 39.
He's just running around the house singing Jamie's.
He's got the whole Garanimals wardrobe. It's all lined up. He's like match the tigers with the tigers and the bears with the bears. Yes, that's great, Jamie. But someday you should probably say goodbye to that.
I've got a onesie with "I'm sexy and I know it" on the back.
Oh hell!
Let that sink in.
That's
No.
that was an image I really didn't need. And oh my god,
Marv.
I've never set resolutions. I guess back in the days when I smoked, I guess obviously everyone usually if they're a smoker they set goals of trying to give up and things like that, which I obviously did and failed miserably. I don't believe giving up smoking as a New Year's resolution is going to work.
It never works.
I think you need to give up when you realistically want to give up, not as a New Year's resolution. So yeah, that's probably the only one I can really think of.
I think I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with you because I've done that in the past. I'll be honest with you, I have done that in the past, and it's just never worked. Just for what you said. I mean, you need to quit smoking when you're ready to do it, and it's not an easy thing to do. So but yes, I since have quit smoking, but it wasn't because of a stupid New Year's resolution. It was because
you needed to.
It was because
yeah.
Time to let those fags go.
Yeah.
And for those of you in America, I'm translating for British. That's not what you think it is.
Yeah, Franco's over there giggling.
No, I'm not. I am not.
No, you were. I saw you.
I want to say, is there another meaning? But I'm not gonna, because that would be just.
We're not gonna get into that. 2020 is a new year. A year of
2020 is a new year.
A year of acceptance, a year we love each other, and try to and at least attempt to understand each other. That'll never happen, but I mean, what the heck? There's always hope. Okay, maybe slightly different from resolutions. Andy's final question, and we're happy to take any questions that people out in the chat have for us, because as you can see, we're pretty much game for anything today.
Is that a jab at me?
No.
Within reason.
Franco, I could go in so many directions, and I'm just not going to go there. I'm going to leave that alone. Maybe slightly different from resolutions. Well, no, a lot different, Andy, to be frank. But is there something that you would like to? Now we're getting down to the meat of the subject. Is there something that you would like to do this year that you aren't unable to do last year? And I think the entire world would answer, hell yeah. So the answer to your question, I think universally, without even having to ask, is going to be yes. But his question also is, what is it? Whoever wants to go first can go first. I mean, I've been polite and done the guest, Jamie. So if you want to go first, you go first. I don't care.
Yeah, I think without question, I definitely want to go to more maker meetups. If
there
it's
you
possible, without a shadow of a doubt. It's sort of like we've hardly seen hardly anything of anybody except for a screen. So obviously we've missed out on Maker Central. Even obviously the guys in Atlanta, I missed out on Tony Relou's Slip and Slide, and I'd like to meet up with a lot more people.
Anything else that you'd like to do this year that you weren't able to do last year?
Buy a router and smash it up.
Why do I push the man when he obviously shouldn't be pushed? Dale, I'll give it to you because you have what I would consider a serious intellect. So maybe you can give us a.
Can I just quickly say that wasn't a jab at Triton?
No. Dale, I was obviously just dangling the hook, hoping to catch a fish, but you've disappointed, and I'm gonna go hungry. Bow. Anyway,
to answer your question, I'm not sure. I mean, Jamie kind of takes the words in some respects. There, it's like this year has been the year of this has been a year of Zoom and Skype and Messenger and all these kind of things, and and talking to a lot of people for a lot of time and making some good friends. But there's nothing better than, sitting around a barbecue with a beer or hanging out with folks and just doing stuff like that. I mean, it's so this year has to be a year of, just like Jamie said, it's like getting out, getting to meet some folks.
Pressing the flesh once again.
100%. Just sitting around, having a beer, doing something like that. But it doesn't have to be makers meetups. Even just getting to shows like Kempton Park here in the UK, or dare I say it, Makers Central and stuff like that. Just getting out and meeting some folks. Beyond that, I've not really got a lot, really, to be honest. That's sort of like front and center.
I've got a laundry list. So Franco, I'll let you go, my friend, because then I've got a whole list of things that I'm looking forward to, things I'd like to see. But what about you? What would you like to see this year? That you, forget about last year. Just what would you like to see this year?
Well, obviously, I mean, it's the same thing as everybody else. I mean, I'm missing the faces. I was teetering with the idea before the whole virus of, going to my first Maker Central. So that'd be fantastic to actually be able to explore something new for me.
That'd be awesome.
So going to some of the bigger things, I've done some of the smaller meetups locally to the Northeast, but like to see some of the bigger things. So hopefully that can happen, or at least maybe some part of the year. Yeah. I'd like to keep sharing. That's been the thing that I've been getting a lot of joy out of this past couple of years. Is nobody got. No. Let's be honest here. You enjoy making other people freaking suffer, is what you like to do. That's you're a sick. You're a sick individual, and you like to make people hungry, and it's just not cool, dude. It's not cool. Oh, did I say something else?
Go ahead. No,
I mean, it's the thing that I kind of bring to the table. I mean, everybody has their kind of little things, and
you had to mention bring to the table. Thanks, dude.
But I would like to bring more cooking into the maker groups, and
I think that's awesome, and I am 100% behind you, my friend.
Because nobody could give a rat's ass about my woodworking. So
that makes two of us. We might as well cook then. I mean, if we can't, Anyway,
No, but I thought that pasta roller thing that you made was pretty cool.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. We'd always done it like on the back of a fork, which is the cheap way.
But you did such a sexy video on that too, because it was like right down there and it was like very slow mo, and I don't know, you put music to it that it was like Playboy called and they were envious. They wanted to hire you. Anyway,
sorry. It's the only.
Sorry, Dale. Sorry.
It's the only place in my life I've got sex appeal. So this is a dish of pasta.
Dale, stop it. Peanut Gallery's active over here, Franco.
Out of all the spices, I think Franco's the 5 spice.
Oh, jeez.
No.
Where was the show? I'm going back to it. No, I mean, getting just getting the opportunity to share again. I mean, we've all done it in another way this past year, and we've gotten our fill of it. But I'd love to be able to share in person again, if it's anything. I'm not a sports person, but even that. I mean, I would if I can go to a what do you guys call them, a football game?
Yeah.
If I could go to something,
soccer.
Football.
But we've all been lacking that. I mean, so sharing in any kind of way that's not technological.
Right. Here's the deal, folks. Everybody who's listening, next Maker meetup, Franco's cooking.
I'd be happy to. Cool. I'd be happy to.
Cool. That would rock. That would rock.
And then bacon, please.
And then,
bacon.
you can have me on your left and Andy on your right, telling you how you're doing it wrong. It would be great. All right. Well, I'll get into my laundry list, and then we can revisit if you'd like, because I do have a laundry list, and mine starts off, relatively looking forward to and I don't have a lot of big demands. I'm not looking for the best year friggin' ever. I mean, not even close to that. I mean, as the title of the show and the description explained, just something a little better. So, on a serious note, I'd like to see our hospitals return to business as usual. Not only for the people that are in them, but for the people that have to work them and man them out. I mean, they've gone through living hell, and I'd like to see that change. So, and I think that just speaks to the well-being for all of us. So, I'd like to see people this year not needing to wear face masks too, because I have a funny feeling I've been in stores and there've been people sticking their tongue out at me and I couldn't tell. It's like, and not that I want to see somebody stick their tongue out at me. It's just, if that's the reaction, I'd like to know what I'm dealing with. But you kind of get those squinty eyes and somebody looks at you and you just know they're going, okay, whatever.
You had a rough childhood.
Yeah, I did. I'm the youngest, so I even got beat up by an older sister, which is really embarrassing. I'd like to see us be able to have at least a few maker meetups, and I say that only because, and that's just basically echoing what Franco and Dale and Jamie have said. But by the time I think this gets under control and people are able to get out and about, I don't know that Maker Central is going to happen this year either. I mean, it would be nice. But I'm not expecting it because Maker Central normally takes place sometime during the summer, and I think they're looking at fall before this thing may, knock on wood, come under control. But at least in that short period of time, I'd like to see us begin. I don't know. 2021 is like kind of a transition year. I'd like to see us begin to come back to normalcy at some point this year. I'd like to see toilet paper shortages be a thing of the past.
Sorry.
This is just inconvenience. This is just minor inconveniences for me, so don't worry about it. I'd like to see Berkey converted to pizza.
Yay.
We'll figure it out.
Away from that because taco is a 4-letter word. I don't know if he knows it or not. Pizza. Anyway, we need to work on that, Franco. You and I both. I mean, because you're Italian, for friggin' love of God, and I just have a love for the love of God, and so Andy needs to come away from the devil and come live with the rest of the world. And yeah, Berkey, we're talking about you and your stupid freaking tacos. Do me a favor, kiss off. Anyway,
you gotta love all food, man. Relax.
Well, no. My wife is Mexican. Trust me. if she was here, which she's not, but if she was here, I'd be getting my ears slapped. So it's like I understand. I'd like to be able to travel again.
Yes.
And here's the deal. Even if I never go anywhere, I'd like to know I have the ability to do so again. It's like I'm just one of those belligerent children that when somebody tells me you can't, it automatically becomes the first thing I want to do. It's like
rebel.
Yeah, it's like I'm just one of those belligerent people.
Troublesome little child.
No, well, it's just when people tell you you can't, that's kind of when the whole spite starts to rustle up through the chest and into the head, and you go, "Well, I wanna." It's like, sorry, you can't. Like,
Master Cute, return to your high stool.
Yeah, exactly. Go back home.
It's just the American in you, Chris.
I guess so. I don't know. It's the rebel in me. And I'd like to, on a final note, I'd like to turn the lights on in my shop again this year, because my shop has been empty for the entire year. I'd like to get back out there.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I'll leave it.
I'd like to see you get out back in your shop.
So
as weird as this sound is, Mitchell content.
Right. Jamie's you're my subscriber. You're the guy who's subscribed.
That's the first and only time I'm going to be nice to Chris this year. So make note of that.
Happy Happy New Year, Richard. Happy New Year.
Well, Chris, when you get back into the shop, which wing are you going into first?
I have no clue. Here's what's utterly depressing about that is I've had a year to think about what I'd like to do. You know, the first project, and I don't have a clue because I never do. It's just I get out there and I go whatever whimsy strikes me, I do. It's like you with, I don't know about you, Franco, but when I get in the kitchen, I kind of open up my cupboards, look around, see what I've got, and go, I could try to make that. Let's do that. You know, so that's kind of I don't really pre-plan these things very much, but you know,
I can send you a scroll saw pattern.
No, Jesus. Franco, it's been nice having you on. I guess we'll talk.
Dale's got a nice Marvin the Martian scroll saw picture.
Oh,
You don't even have to change the blade.
You know what? And you hit the nail on the head because Marvin the Martian is absolutely my 100% favorite cartoon character of all time. I love Marvin the
blade.
I'm going to shoot you with my anti-gravity gun. I love that dude, man.
Space modulator.
Give me space modulator. Yeah. God, I love that guy. Bugs Bunny, what a great cartoon series. Do you guys got anything else? I mean, because I've gone pretty far down my list, and we only touched on one of yours.
It's funny that you just mentioned the scroll saw. So over the past few months or so, I've kind of gone back and forth talking to Dale about it, and I was actually thinking about starting a scroll saw channel. Not necessarily putting up regular content on it, but every now and again putting up content of scroll saw stuff, maybe hints, tips, project videos. Because obviously my channel at the moment is obviously predominantly wood turning, and if I start putting scroll saw projects on there, it could possibly kill the channel.
Well, Jamie, let me ask you. Hold on 1 sec. Let me ask you a question. And it's you're going to do what you want to do no matter what I say. I'm just going to try to give you a different perspective on this. Carl Jacobson, known for turning, right?
Yeah.
But he's not. Every now and then he puts out a video that has nothing to do with turning.
And he gets a lot of unsubscribers and bad comments and for it.
But I mean, I don't know. I just don't like an audience dictating to you what you can and can't do on your own friggin' channel. I just think that you should probably take ownership of your channel and do what you friggin' like. But if you're gonna play the audience, then play the audience. I'm just trying to give you a different point of view. That's all.
We'll see. We'll see where it's kind of route it was going. It's basically based on the whole Team Scroll Saw kind of thing. So it may not just be my channel. You know,
that's a good idea.
Well, I mean, a skill is a skill. Anybody who's watching it for the appreciation of a skill would appreciate your work on the scroll saw, because I've seen it, and and this will be the last thing I say nice about Jamie this year too. By the way, I've seen you still, the scroll saw, and it is admirable, much like Dale, Mr. Kirkwoods is over there, and Dale does a fantastic job on the scroll saw. And even though I don't personally enjoy working on a scroll saw, I do enjoy people that actually have a skill for it. I mean, and because it's fun to watch people that are talented and express their talent. So I don't know why it would defer or why it should offend anybody who watches your channel today, Jamie. I don't. Just me. But you take it. You go what you want to do.
Yeah. So it was kind of based on based on the Team Scroll Saw thing. So just like the podcast, me, you, and Richard have got access to one channel. It could be like, for example, me, Dale, Sterling, and various others all have access to the channel, and they just upload their videos as and when they want to, if they want to. You know? So
Franco, they stole my idea for the Maker Kitchen. They did.
Hashtag let it be known. Hashtag let it be known that was Chris's idea.
No, I hit Franco and Andy up about a year ago regarding their whole whatever. All right, go ahead, Jamie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that was it. But Andy Pew's actually put alternate turning Tuesdays and Scroll Saw Sunday. So we'll see.
All valid ideas.
When it
all
comes
valid
down
ideas.
To it. We'll see when it comes to it.
It can all work. It's all the time that you put into it and the motivation you want behind it. I mean, if you lose some, if you lose some viewers because you want to make a change, but it's something that you really want, I mean, go for it. But if it's if you want to double down and hit it twice a week on 2 separate channels and bring other people in, I mean, that's fantastic too. So I mean, whatever feels good, just don't let anybody tell you what to do.
I think at the end of the day, the true viewers will stick around.
They will. And
fans of Jamie Page will stick around. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that a one-off video from you doing something on the lathe would make people go away. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are those finicky people, but if that wasn't going to piss them off, then something else you were about to do will. And so, what does it matter? What does it matter? But like I said, you do as you feel you should, my friend.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what the new thing, New Year brings. So, yeah.
I mean, hopefully, people like you guys who have YouTube channels, and maybe someday if I ever work on something like that. But I mean, hopefully, you can start dictating what you want rather than the audience, so that you can build what you want. You can build something that brings people in, creates an audience of people that want to say something positive. I know that's few and far between sometimes on YouTube, but But I mean, these groups that we have now, and the way everybody's been doubling down and working with all the different podcasts that keep jumping up, I think that's fantastic. I think everybody should still keep working together. So I think your idea of Team Scroll Saw is something that could really expand.
Yeah, but I'll give you a perfect example of a multifaceted channel that works really, really well. The Redsmith. The Redsmith's first videos he put out were all woodworking. Then he put leatherworking in with the woodworking. Then he put in metalworking with the woodworking and the leatherworking. And then it's just like the man puts whatever he does creativity wise on his channel, and he's excelled. And Gerald deserves it because he's a very talented and very skilled individual. But I'm just saying it hasn't hurt him. But Dale, you've been extremely quiet, so I'm guessing you have something to say.
Oh, so I kind of went the other way. This is kind of odd. So I kind of kicked off doing wood turning, and discovered the Scroll Saw really is more of a true calling kind of early in the life of said, New Year resolution we had earlier on, early life. And I hemorrhaged everybody who kind of subscribed to the channel, other than for me. Anyone who came for content stopped coming for the content because it was now Scroll Saw. So I think the view I hold, which I think is to your point, Chris, is they go to see Carl, they go to see Jamie Page, they go to see Franco, they go to see the Redsmith, they go to see the person. But if they're kind of the drive by, I want to watch wood turning videos, or I want to watch Scroll Saws, it's kind of an interesting grouping. That's kind of where I look at it.
No, you're right. There are people that are interested in you for your personality, and let's be honest. Whether it's woodworking, metalworking, leatherworking, whatever, there's not much out there that's original except for your personality. So I think the only thing you need to really worry about are the people that are there because they enjoy you. Whether you do good work or not good work doesn't really matter. I mean, look at my channel. I mean, I don't do good work. I do okay work, but I try to make every video that I have done fun, something that's, just not boring to watch. And it's only because and trust me, I don't do that for the audience. I do that for me. It's so that I don't get bored. I mean, I want to have fun. That's why I'm out there in the first place, is to have fun. And, you can have fun with me, or you can, as far as I'm concerned, you can, go ahead and unsubscribe and go to another channel. I mean, frankly, Scarlett, I really don't give a damn. But I'm not in this as a career, I've done my career. I've retired. I'm fine doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing now for, S and giggles. I mean, I really am. I mean, that's like, if you want to hang in there and have fun with me, then great. If you don't, that's fine too. See you later. Cheers to you. Love you. Mean it.
So Andy Pugh actually just put a good question in the chat. He says, I guess it leads to the question, why make videos and who are they for?
Well, I'll answer that. The videos that I make are basically for myself and for anybody else that might like to follow along with me. This is not this is not an ego trip for me to have a whole bunch of people chime in and tell me how great I am. Because I really don't. I don't take compliments very well at all. Never have. Never will. So I don't seek them out. I don't.
Lovely hat you're wearing, Chris. It's
Thank you, sir.
fetching.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, and I'm only saying that for the team, not for myself. So, I mean, I do them for me because it's fun, and it's fun to get the interaction and people that that do find you and then want to have a conversation and talk to you about what you're doing, ask how you did something. Maybe I did something that somebody wanted to know how I did it. I mean, because I also love teaching, so it's like it's a 2-in-1 thing. It's like that's mine. So you guys answer that in your own way. Franco, you can go. Well, Franco doesn't do videos, but I mean, if you did, Franco, why would you do them?
Well, I mean, even my Instagram channel. I mean, I'm cooking on Sundays. Yeah, I've prescribed to the bring people in by giving them something that they can depend upon. Every Sunday I know Franco's going to annoy me in the morning and show something. But I hope 21 is something where the makers can rebel a little bit against the algorithm and do what they want to do. Look at all the big channels. I mean, they're doing stuff that's inspirational to them and putting their heart and soul into it, and it doubles down. I think the makers can go that route rather than I'm not trying to put anybody down, but the makeup and the toy opening channels and stuff like that. I mean, they're they just do it's that one trick pony. I mean, I understand they have an audience and that gets them money, but is that where the makers want to be?
No, and that's why we're not there. I mean, because if you want to do this as a career and you want to spend your life doing things as difficult as opening up a toy, then that's all your life is ever going to be. But if you want to actually learn something, it helps to get involved in a community, because I can't tell you how much I've learned from other people within this community just by being in the community that I would not have learned elsewhere.
Yeah.
Dale, what about you, man?
I mean, I'm going to kind of turn this, I think, a little bit round the other way. And I kind of look at YouTube for, I mean, you touched on it very closely there when you thought about the educational purpose. I view, for me, YouTube is a source of entertainment and it's a source of education, bizarrely. The amount of things I've learned how to do from binge watching someone's channel on something is just incredible kind of thing. I mean, I need to find a way to go and learn how to make a proper taco, I suspect. But anyway, moving on. The thing that I thought 2020 was interesting for 2020 is we kind of started a thing where we did workshop antics, where we kind of you kind of have look at something like a Zoom chat. If you're one of those YouTubers or you've got some cameras or just a phone, and getting people together in the workshops, you kind of take away the need for the lives, you kind of take away the need for some of the videos, because you get that kind of community interaction of folks hanging around in your workshop. So some of the YouTube channels and the makers stuff, just makers making for videos for the sake of reaching out and say, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm actually here. Hi folks. I think is from a YouTube perspective might fade away a little bit this year, and as we see other ways of getting together, talking, getting that interaction, because most of us as makers, we're in our workshops on our own, hitting things with hammers and stuff. And what we really want is just someone to go, oh, bother. That isn't done right. Or stop whinging, Chris. Just get on with it, kind of thing. That looks awesome, man. And that interaction kind of thing, which we don't get any other way. And I think for me, I think that is the takeaway from 2020 that I desperately want to see grow. This idea that distance isn't an object and we can hang around together anytime, and then when we do get together we have more fun.
Absolutely.
So YouTube in itself, not such a but the community, the idea of building a community that actually just likes hanging around with each other all the time or anytime in any medium, I think is an awesome idea, and I think that's the takeaway from this year that we have to get.
Yep, very important to me as well. Jamie, what about you?
Yeah, so mine's basically a combination of both yours and Dale's. Actually, sorry, Franco.
You can't relate to the Italian. Oh, that's nice.
So
Jamie. That's very nice.
Well, I don't do much cooking, if I'm honest.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that.
If Franco got takeout, then I can understand.
I just can't see that. I can't see Chinese delivery winding up on Franco's door. I just not whatever. Go, Jamie.
So it's for me. It's kind of a like a personal blog, and I enjoy the interaction, but again on the other hand, I enjoy the daily like Zoom calls, if you like, of just getting in the workshop, no cameras or no video cameras to record it on, or you just hanging out with your friends, and all of a sudden you think, why bother with YouTube? At the moment, why I don't need to go and edit this, and all of a sudden there's no lives going on because we're all hanging out. I don't need the anyone talking in the chat, because they're right there saying, "Wow, that looks all right."
I tell you what's cool. And maybe this is the kind of experience you're looking for, Dale. I don't know, but 2 years ago ish, I had a couple friends, which will go, unnamed at the moment for what, but they were both unemployed at the time, but were living on what they could from the government until they found a new employment. And they were both makers, and we found ourselves in our shops. And I shot more videos with those guys sitting off on my computer over here while I was cutting wood and doing things, and then they were also, and let's say this, they were also shooting videos of their own at the same time that I was doing mine. And we were just kind of hanging out together in the shops, doing our own thing, and then we'd stop and criticize each other's work and laugh and have a minute move on,
And you're there. I mean, with that, with take that idea, and that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The 2020. There's one legacy from 2020 I want to take away is this idea that, you know what? Let's just hang out. Let's just hang out in the workshop together, do stuff, kind of thing. Don't come into my workshop, you make a mess. But you can stay there, and I'm okay with that.
So unfortunately, for the people listening later on SoundCloud or any other fruit-based platform, this was the one that I made on one of the lunchtime lives.
Nice.
Lunchtime hangouts. So
nice.
Yeah, that was one. Another one's on the lathe that needs finishing up.
And it's kind of fun because we all get to that point in a project somewhere, where you find yourself doing a little head scratching. What am I going to do here? And then then if you've got a couple people in the shop with you who also might be working on things, you've got an instant resource. Hey guys, come here, take a look at this. I'm kind of stuck on this. What do you think? And they kind of give you their 2 cents.
Exactly.
And then you obviously ignore what they have to say and do what you want to do in the anyway. But I mean, but it does. No, I'm kidding. But it does give you an idea of where to go from there. Franco, it'd be like having Berkey and me in your kitchen as you were cooking something. And trust me,
there may be flaws in this idea.
No. But there's one thing that Franco wouldn't be able to say is that it wasn't a good time.
It would be absolutely a great time.
We would have a great time.
Actually, but I kind of wanted to spin that a little bit, if you guys don't mind.
No, go for it.
So, the predominant group that's in the maker community doesn't make videos, and me being one of them.
No.
And
no,
so
100%.
Some of us who, and it wasn't my day job, but I was trying to build a little job of selling stuff at the craft fairs, and that all went to crap in 20. And so people have had to readjust and try and figure out how this technology was going to get them, get their things sold. Where can I meet with the people who now are not spending their money on vacations and try and get them the thing that I made in their hands. And we've had, I mean, Etsy is just almost a lost cause sometimes when I take a look at it.
I agree.
It's just
it used to be, it used to be back in the day. It used to be something, but today it's a world that's entirely too hard to get into, and it's expensive.
Bought by someone, isn't it?
But I interrupt. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, but look at. I mean, I do love seeing that the people who have transitioned well and were able to use their audience on like Instagram and push. Hey, I'm putting this up for auction today. $5 get you into it, or just this is for sale of limited time. I'm only going to make 2 of these this month. Especially like the hammer makers, the ones that we really love and enjoy seeing.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully that can change in 21, where we can either, the rest of them who have struggled, who only have 1,000 people who follow them and a smaller audience, and can get back to where you can make sales again, even if it is a hobby like I am.
What was it? There was a and somebody else messaged that somebody just said that they've never done a workshop hangout. William from William Rose Creates. William, brother, I would encourage you to do so. Just find a couple guys. Look, if you normally get together on a Zoom call with some people or whatever, and to occasionally get together, there's no reason why you couldn't occasionally get together while you were all in your own workshops. And so just make that occasion a maker occasion, and go and make something together. It doesn't matter whether you video it for the rest of the world to see or you just do something together. It's just fun to have that voice or the friendship in the workshop with you, because that's something that I have sorely missed, and I didn't realize it until we started talking about this. Is when I lived in Florida, I had a couple neighbors who used to come over, who used to come over and watch me make things all the time. They were makers themselves to some extent too, but they wouldn't do anything except drink beer and stand there and watch, and they'd have conversations. And they you screwed that up, didn't you, Chris? You might want to try it out. I mean, but it was just a great time hanging out with people, while you're doing something. And if they can be doing something at the same time, it just works. I mean, I agree with Dale. That's that automatically wins as far as I'm concerned, as far as a sentiment and what I would like to see carried forward this year. That would be great, just to get people together, because you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you turn on, you find out that you've got pure gold, and then if you're filming it, it turns out even more fun because other people can see it happen. It's awesome. It's awesome.
One other little thing which I've got to credit Wayne Gilbert for. Wayne Gilbert said something I thought was remarkably important, and I hadn't considered it. He said the other valuable thing is he can vanish off to the workshop for 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours kind of thing. You're in there on your own. From a safety perspective, it's just worth its weight in gold. If you're out there on your own, and there's nobody around, there's at least someone there to be able to pipe up and say, "Are you all right?" "Yeah, I'm all right." "Did it hurt?" "Yeah." "Oh, wait a minute, I'm going to post this on TikTok."
Let me post this on TikTok. I'm going to call you an ambulance, but I got to.
Are you dead? Are you bleeding? No, right, on TikTok. Boom.
Too funny. Too funny.
Yeah.
I mean, all valid points. It'd be great to definitely get back with people again. I mean, 21 is going to be that. It's going to be that relief. Hopefully, that and it won't be big. I think nobody's putting any big plans on 21, but I think they want all those little micro. It's great seeing you again. I can shake your hand now without having to disinfect instantly.
2021 is the baby step of years. Yeah, exactly. Like baby steps.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, December 31st of the year that shall not be named at 11:59, things didn't change at 12 midnight 2021, to into some shining Oz land. I mean, we're still living the same thing, but we're just hoping, and we see the light. I don't know about you, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel finally. Now, how long it takes us to get through that tunnel is going to be the question.
So what I think a way to look at this year is it's a 21. At some point this year, we get our 21st birthday, right? So you got to get into bars, you know, you got to get in trouble properly, you know. I mean, it's 20. Just think of it as 21 again.
Well, also you can be put away in a state penitentiary for many years now because you're that age. No, but yeah,
There's always a downside.
and leave it to the Debbie Downer of the group to bring that up. Sorry, guys, but yeah, exactly. And just speaking of that, just offhanded trivia because we gotta let Jamie sing and we gotta move on to our other business. But
oh hell, let me make sure I get my headset.
Not yet. I'll tell you a quick story. I'll tell you. You know how many times I personally turned the drinking age?
4 or 5.
3 times I had to turn the drinking age because when I was living in Florida, the drinking age was 18. I turned 18 in December. Okay. And so I was 18. I was going to bars, having fun. Midsummer, they said drinking age is 19. And it went into effect immediately. I had to wait August, September, October, November, December to turn 19. I turned 19. I turned drinking age for the second time. When I was 20, I moved to California. California's drinking age, 21.
You know, there's a deity somewhere, Chris. You pissed off. What's going on there?
I tell you what, because my buddies were all a year older than I was, and every time I had to turn drinking age, and I wanted a beer, that they'd go, I don't know, we'd be contributing to delinquency of a minor. I don't know if we can get. I had to endure that ribbing 3 friggin' times. 3 times I turned the drinking age. Once I turned 21, I go, if they make it 22, I'm moving out of the country. That's just I've done my dues anyway.
I'm trying to do the math. When was Prohibition in there?
Exactly. I think I probably spent 1.5 years in Prohibition between the time I turned drinking age until the 3rd time I did so. Anyway, all right, Jamie, I'm going to leave this up to you, my friend, to wrap things up. 2021. I don't know. I just hope it's a better year than what it was.
Just before I get onto it, just a quick final thought. Once COVID is done and long gone, if you ever meet Andy Berkey, you still need to disinfect. All right.
What's the Orkins man number? Could you go over and just spray Andy Berkey down, please? Thank you. That's called delousing.
Oh, Jesus.
Andy's going to be pissed off he wasn't on with us today. Anyway.
Yeah. I told him I'll get him back.
And you guys want that guy in my kitchen?
Oh, I can't wait to see the gifs he comes up with. Anyway, go ahead, Jamie. It's your turn.
It's time for Jamie's page. Right.
Okay.
So Claire's Crafty Corner out in the chat. Just past 28,000 subscribers.
Yay!
So, let's get her to that big 30K. So that's that for that. My shout out goes to Laura Kampf. She put out a video called Top 10 Woodwork Projects Ideas. And one of the first ones she put in there was a sink made out of plywood. So
nice.
That's a pretty cool video. And obviously my premiere comes out in 35 minutes. And Caitlin's is on 15 minutes after mine.
And you're if I'm not incorrect, because I think I saw it this time, Jamie, yours was kind of listener inspired today, wasn't it?
Yeah, viewer inspired. So Douglas Mungham put a comment on my last video asking me to make a lidded box. So I made a lidded box. And it's got skateboards in it and Spectraply and beech wood and yeah.
Oh, awesome. All right, Franco, you're our guest, so you go next, my friend.
One is the one I wanted to bring up was author I'm reading right now, and some of us might know her. She's in the community on the edges. Tracy Bloom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi, Tracy.
So I'm reading her book Spark right now. She's a thriller, fantastic. Absolutely loving it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Making books, that's a lot of creativity and a lot of
the children's books that she had there is unbelievable. I mean, some of the stuff that's really just so inspiring when I see it on on her Instagram. Did I say the Instagram like an old person? I'm sorry.
That's
but no, it's,
all right, boomer.
But no, I mean, she's been just pounding them out, and they've just been, and especially the one with, I mean, this one was inspired by a story with Doresta as well. But she has the children's book with Jimmy as well.
That's right. I remember. Yeah, I remember that. Actually, cool. Actually, you know what? I think I bought that just because Jimmy was begging for people to buy it, and I said, all right, Jimmy, whatever. I'll buy it. Anyway, Dale, do you have a shout out? Because we never did hear from you beforehand. Do you have one?
Shit. Yeah. So, there's a guy whose name currently escapes me. A guy over in the States who restores Tonka toys. So I've always got a soft spot for these guys that take like old toys and kind of bring them back from there. This guy restores these old classical Tonka toys. You can remember the old advert where they put the big truck. I mean, these things that go back for it. And he's been all the way through the COVID thing. He's been banging out the videos on this. And he's done one recently of like a plane where he was. Some of these things have been absolutely trashed, and he welds them and brings them back to the dead to better than new condition. Check it out. It's good. It's good. Just get a playlist going. They're 10, 20 minutes long each, and you're reliving your childhood, and you're watching a guy who really loves what he's doing. Producing, returning these things from the dead.
Well,
and there's some comedy and all the right things chucked in for good measure.
Well, Dale, when you get a chance, and you remember who it is, just shoot me the link to it so we can put it in Wednesday's description, because I'm happy to do that because I used to have some Tonka toys when I was a kid, and oh boy, those were fun to play with. And I don't. Do you guys remember playing? Okay, maybe not Jamie. All right, never mind. I'm never going to ask. I'm not even going to. Never mind, because you guys have been extremely nice about not calling me old yet, and so I'm not going to go there.
Jamie, do you remember running down the street with a barrel hoop and a stick and rolling?
Do you remember dragging your woman into the cave by hair? Anyway,
remember $6 million man action figure with the eye you could look through with a grippy hand.
Actually, I predate that, but whatever. My shout out this week goes to one of my neighbors, a good guy, a good friend. I love this guy to death, David Gagne from Elm City Vintage. He put out a video on, I believe, Saturday, titled Bloopers and Blunders from my previous video. And I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I'm just going to tell you that David and I get along really well. And that should tell you a little something about what you'll see if you go check it out. Okay. David Gagne, the name of the channel is Elm City Vintage. No spaces, Elm City Vintage. Go watch David. Because I pretty much cracked up to the entire freaking thing. So, David, thank you for that laugh, my friend. Needless to say, I needed it. Thank you. That was awesome. All right, Jamie.
Yeah. So let's quickly run through some of the people that are out in the chat, as they've been rather nice listening to us today. So we've got Good Turn, Daily Blair, Glez Crafty Corner. Anarchist Costas, Wayne Big Feet Easy's out there, Anna B's out there, Damo is out there, Lewis the Klondike Craftsman's out there, Dan Gamble's out there, Ian in the Shed, I'm out there, William Rose Creates,
never ceases to self-promote. This guy, what the hell?
He does have a premiere coming up.
Barry's Wood Creations, Andy Pugh, Tommy's Workshop, TJ Turning, Circular Wood by Keith, AH Bespoke, and many, many more. Michael John Wood Turner. Many more.
Jimmy, that's enough.
I know.
You're beginning to carry on. You're beginning to carry on like Richard. I mean, it's like, shut the hell up.
So if you wasn't out in the chat, unlucky. And we'll see you next week. So goodbye from me.
Thanks for coming by, everybody. Franco, Dale, much appreciated. And to everybody, I lift a glass to a better 2021 than we had the year that shall not be named. Cheers to everyone. Thank you, and thanks for coming on.
Cheers.
Have a great week, everybody.
Take it easy, everybody.